Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Dawn here. So today I'm here with you with a magazine make. Now, as I've not been doing videos for the last couple of months, I have a selection of magazines that I'm going to be doing with you. So, open that bit, it's got my address on. This is Creative Stamping. Let's have a look when this was out. Okay, so this was December's issue. So this is issue number 142. So we do have our stamp sheet, which is an A4 stamp sheet. So this is still available to buy. You can buy this over at Craft Stash. Links is in the description box below. It is an affiliated link. All that means is it doesn't cost you anything else, but it does help me bring videos like this to you guys. Now, before I came on, I had an accident with my drink, so yeah. Anyway, so I will just now in Creative Stamping one, I love looking at the beginning at your cards. There's always some beautiful cards that you guys make. So let's see. Oh, and they're just all lovely. It's hard to see if I recognize anyone, and no, I don't. But still beautiful makes. So lots of, I'm just going to grab a few pages because like I say, you can still buy this. So it just gives you a little bit of a taste of, you know, what you may if you will like this magazine and whether or not it'd be worth you purchasing it. Absolutely gorgeous. So next month's, which I do have here, which is January's 143, that will be coming up soon. So I will have that for you guys. So this one is just you're getting another A4 stamp set and some free downloadable papers. Now, I've never downloaded the papers, so yeah. Anyway, let's get rid of the magazine. Let's have a look at the gift. So just going to open that up. Sometimes it opens up lovely and sometimes it doesn't, and today it was lovely. So it is this beautiful stamp set. I'm loving this log cabin. It could almost be my studio. And then we've got silhouettes, we've got mountains and stuff. So I'm thinking, let's do a watercolour card. So I'm going to get some watercolours out. I'm actually going to use my grabby ones because I am in love with these at the moment. I do have millions of watercolours though, so use whichever ones that you wish to use. We're also going to need some paper. I'm just sort of looking, there it is, because I do have a big paper pad of paper, so we do need that. And then the last thing that we're going to need is we're going to need our ink, and you need to make sure that it is okay with watercolour. So for my ink, I am going to use my not that one, this one is my hybrid, which is Black Shadow. So a hybrid ink means that you can use it either with watercolours or you can use it with alcohol inks. So it works with both. It just takes all the guesswork out of everything for you. Now, I'm just going to stamp directly straight onto my piece of, I don't know if she can see, Lucy's at her window chewing her fingernails. Right, anyway, so I've just waved to her, but I don't think she saw. I'm thinking that I want to make a scene and then we're going to cut it down to fit our card base. So the card base I think I'll use today is a 6x6 one. Right, sorry for that. And what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp the one image that I want at the front, and it is this log cabin. So let's get plenty of ink on this. Okay. Just making sure there's loads of ink on that, and then we're just going to put that there. Now what I am going to do, okay, I'm just going to do one down the side, which I'm just going to quickly cut out. Now the reason why I'm going to do that where's my scissors, guys? Now I have got a trolley now with all my must use pieces. Okay, so why am I stamping straight with the paper pad? The simple reason is I'm stamping on this because it's actually softer than my table, so it just means that you get a much better impression. I do have my what do you call them, mouse mats, so I do have a mouse mat that I have started using. It works brilliantly, but I just thought I'll use the table. I'll just use the paper pad itself. I will take it off to watercolour it, but yeah. Okay, so that's just going to go on there like that, which means now we can stamp whatever we wish to on the background. So let me just grab a wipe. I'm just going to clean that stamp off. Let's pop that on there. Now I want some mountains in the background, and I'm quite liking, I want to say they look as though they sort of match each other, but yeah. Right, okay, so we're going to get them, and then we're just going to make sure to put plenty of ink on. So lots and lots of ink on that. Make sure that's in place, and then I'm just going to have it just like that, and then we're just going to press down. Okay, so there we have it. So there we have the mountains behind our piece. Okay, now we do have some little silhouette trees, so I'm going to use one of those. I'm just going to pop them like this, just down the side. Okay, like that. Oh, I'm liking that. Oh, okay, and then finally, let me just bring the stamp set in. Let's have a look. Ooh, I don't know actually. I don't think I want anything else on. So I don't think I'm going to. And then we're going to put, oh, what do I want? May your adventures continue. Right, so that's going to be my sentiment. So let me move the stamp set because we no longer need that. We've done what we need. The stamp set, the sentiment, sorry, we're going to stamp that last. I am going to take this off my paper pad, and then we're just going to loosely colour this in. So I'm not going to be very intricate or anything like that with it. We're just going to keep it quite loose. So the first thing we want to do is grab some water. So let's just do that. Okay, so we have our water, and then the next thing we need is a paintbrush, which all my paintbrushes are right behind me. Quite like this one, but I'm thinking actually a round head one might be the way to go, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, so let's get our watercolours out. So you can use any watercolours for this. If you wanted to, you could even use gouache or even acrylic paints. Just water your acrylic paints down. That should work as well. I love these. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with a nice pale blue to start off with. And just to put that in the sky, just to get that colour on. Okay, and I'm not doing any fancy colouring with this. We're just getting watercolour onto the paper. Now we are cutting this down, so I mean it could be that we cut most of this off, but that is completely fine as well. Now I'm going to go with some greens, and we're just going to, oh, I like that colour, put this on. I'm going to put a few darker shades in as well, more like like spring green. We're just going to put that in. Like I said, we're keeping this quite loose. There's no sort of rhyme or reason to what we're doing. Well, there is and there isn't. That makes no sense at all, does it? Right, I'm just coming in with my greys. I'm adding a touch of that grey onto the mountains, like so, and getting it to blend. You can see, you know, I'm not looking at shadow areas or anything like that. We're just adding colour on. I mean, you can, so there would be a shadow area there, so that's a bit darker. But yeah, just enjoy the process. Just have the freedom of it. Don't think too much about it. Now, for the cabin, we're just going to colour that like this. I mean, it's so loose. It's really nice. I'm loving how it's sort of coming together. And so quick and easy as well. Now you can add different shades of certain colours if you wish to. So we're having a nice red door there, and I'm going to bring that onto the windows. Again, you know, it doesn't matter that we go outside the lines. I just think, you know, we just want it to look really nice. Now I want to bring a bit more of a brown shade in, just to add on, because I just think the undertone bit, I think I did it just a little bit too red for my liking. So yeah, I'm just going to go over the top with the brown, and that's the beauty of watercolour. There we go. Lovely. I am not a professional, as you can see, at all when it comes to watercolours, but I do love using them. Right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to dry this off camera. So I have my heat gun here, and then I'm going to cut it down. So I'll come back as soon as it's dried and we'll carry on. Okay, so we are all done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down. I do actually need to trim it down with my scissors first, just because it doesn't quite fit into my trimmer. Right, and what I want to do is I want to cut this down to 5.5 by 5.5. So, and look at that, we actually get to keep the whole picture, which is fabulous. I'm wondering actually whether to take it down to 5. It's 5.25, but I feel like no, we'll keep the bottom, because I want the bottom as, I'm just going to get a card base. We can use that to put our our sentiment. Now I do want to add some card stock, I think, and I'm thinking, oh, actually, I've got this lovely paper here. Bring it out. That would look lovely as a, yeah. So we're going to use that. So I'm just going to grab my glue. But you can use green cardstock or anything that you have really in your stash. But I just think it'll look lovely with that border. So I'm just going to stick that on like so. And then using this, my trimmer, I'm going to just trim that down. Okay. So just making sure it's all about even. So what I tend to do is I line up my top piece with my trim, like this clear bit, and that gives me a lovely border. So put that in my scrap box. Right, okay, so now that that is done, that's going to go on there. Okay, so we're just going to glue this down, and I'm putting plenty of glue on because we dried it, it's been wet, it did warp ever so slightly, so I just like to put a little bit extra on so that it keeps it nice and flat. Okay, so there's that, and then we have our sentiment, which I'm thinking now, hopefully this will work first time. But I think it's going to work perfectly at the bottom, but it needs to work first time because we're stamping straight onto it. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to hold that, just give it a few seconds for that ink to soak in. Oh, perfect. And then you take it up, and there we have it. There is our card made using December's issue of Creative Stamping, which is this gorgeous stamp set, and this is the magazine. So just something a little bit different, isn't it? Anyway, that is it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Don't forget that every time you go on Craft Stash, I'd really appreciate it if you could use that affiliated link, because it really does help the channel. But other than that, please all do stay safe and happy crafting. Bye.